Good morning, friends. Good morning. Oh, if that's any indication of the week that I've had. Here we go. I'm starting out with bronzer because that's my happy-go-lucky go-to, whatever you want to call it. Makes me feel brown and pretty because the sun scares me. Does anybody... Okay, I thought that vampires are never supposed to age. Not saying I'm a vampire. I'm not a bloodsucker by any stretch of the imagination. And do I think vampires exist? Only in reference, because I've met a few people that will suck the life right out of you. But what I'm getting to is they're scared of the sun. They're pale and pasty. Qualities that I feel like I possess as of late. So the bronzer just kind of helps me not feel pale and pasty. It also kind of evens out my tone a little bit. And that's what we're going for. So there's that. I have got to, I've got to get a move on. My husband is having to go to Tupelo today because he needs some work boots, and they get, like, every once a year, they get I'm color correcting, with a yellow base color to offset some of this bluish purple. So he gets a stipend for boots, and we can't let that go to waste because the man wears out boots pretty quickly. If you're here, say hello. For whatever reason, I'm going to go ahead and apologize. I can't always see comments whenever I'm live, which may be for the best, because let's be honest, I distract easily. But anyway, so my husband is quite the substantial fellow, and he spends all day on his feet, and so he goes through boots, and we appreciate the little help with the boots. That's what I'm saying. Okay. Has anybody else had a weird week? Because I have had a weird week. All right, let's brighten up this face. He's probably going to fuss at me for taking so long. But I have been getting to work every day at 6. Maybe 6:03, whatever. And I'm tired. I didn't feel like just getting ready. I was not gung-ho about getting ready. Okay, I am still digging out of the tin. And I'm going to continue to dig because we don't waste nothing around here. To me, that looks like hard-earned dollars right there. So what I'm doing is I'm using the smudge brush. This is a pretty good application brush. I really liked it whenever I was doing contour in the tin, but since I have fallen in love with the pencils and I don't really contour out of the tin as much anymore. Sometimes I do just because some people like all their makeup in a tin. So what I'm doing is I'm tapping off the excess. Can you go all the way in and put it on your face? Yes, but I have a habit of applying my makeup too heavily, and doggone it, I am going to use every last drop of this. And if you apply Saint too heavily, it don't look good. It just don't. So I'm trying to kind of hit a few of these little points here and then get the excess off my brush. And we will move on from there. I'm ready for school to start, but I'm also not ready for school to start. We've had a weird summer. I don't even feel like I have hair somewhere. And it's not a whisker this time. I thought summer was supposed to be relaxing. Shape brush. I don't feel like we've relaxed at all. I feel like we have been on the go. And the kids, I have had them involved in a bunch of stuff this summer. They've done several different camps where they could. And then we hauled off and went on 2 trips this summer. And one of them was like I say once in a lifetime. I know the Savannah bananas are everywhere, and that was not a once in a lifetime experience, but it was an opportunity, and I said, hey, we gotta take it. And it was worth it. So we went on 2 trips this year. Considering we never leave the house unless it's work or school. That was pretty big. And, I don't know. I just feel like we've not had a summer. And unfortunately, our schedules have had to be altered a little bit to help accommodate our daycare. They've been, y'all pray for my daycare because, I mean, pray for all daycares. All daycares need prayer. But our poor daycare has been dealing with some issues. And we're hoping that they get back up and running soon. It's an older building, and with older building comes unexpected maintenance tasks. So we have had to kind of swap everything around. Boyce has been on nights since all this had to happen. And he leaves as soon as I get home from work. I go in at 6. I get home like 2:45-ish. And then he skedaddles to work. And then he gets home after midnight. So we have been total shits in the night for the last, I guess, 2 weeks. I have no concept of time anymore. So, let me grab a little swig. I hope that maybe we can get back into daycare soon. But school starts in 2 weeks, so. And all of my kids will be in big school this year, which is both beautiful and heartbreaking. This is Brownie. She's a lifesaver. I don't know. I'm mixed about it. My caboose is starting school. The last of the Mohicans. And while I am proud of every milestone we hit, it's also bittersweet, I guess. Because I'm not ready, but I'm ready, but I'm not. And then AJ will be in the 5th grade. Like, to me, 5th grade seems so grown. He hit double digits. Rosemary's just trucking right along in the 2nd grade. Y'all, I lost my first tooth in the 2nd grade. Well, no, she was in 1st. It was all close to the end of the year. But, I don't know. She's a little smarty-tarty. And it's amazing to see what all these kids become. How they do, how they operate. But I'm still not ready. All right, cheekbones, right? Do you have cheekbones? Because my little face does not allow cheekbones without the contour. And we just blend, and we blend, and we blend. Okay, I'm going to take this fluffy brush and blend a little better because I got heavy-handed, imagine that, with the, trying to use up the last of that stuff. So we're just going to kind of blend it out. What I could do, but I never think about doing, and my Saint sisters have fussed at me for this because I'm a scatterbrain, is the Perfector sponge. If you notice that your application, let's do brows. This is eyeshadow. If you notice that your application is a little wonky and your face feels tacky, this is why I tell y'all, oh, reach out to me. If you have questions, if you hate your makeup, let's figure out why. Like, there's so many different ways to troubleshoot, and not everybody is going to do the same thing. Not the same thing works for everybody. So there's always different tips and tricks that we can try to make you happy. And I tell everybody this all the time, every in-person that I do, because Saint makeup is so different. It's a learning curve. I hated it whenever I first tried it. It's like, nah, this ain't gonna work. And there's something magical. I say it's that 3rd time for some people. It's more, for some people it's less, but it's almost like you find the balance and you get in your groove and you find your happy place, and then you're like, where has this been my whole life? I can't live without it. And now I hope that nothing ever happens to the company because I love it. I love this foundation. Fremont has foundation too, if y'all like skincare in your foundation. I kind of do a little bit of a hybrid. I need to work with Reminds a little bit more, but I also need them to come out with a little bit bigger of a wider range, a more diverse set of complexions. That's what I need. I also need them to come out with a self-tanner that has the Jeju Lava Energy Water in it and the tag grass that's in all the rest of the skincare. So anyway, that's what I'm on. If you are new here, we have actually, we're picking up this week. We've had several new ladies join. Hi, welcome, say hello, introduce yourselves. I am a basket case. I fly by the seat of my pants. I have no direction. I'm scatterbrained. That is me. I work full time in therapy at a nursing home, and that as chaotic as that is my break in the day, because I have 3 children and a whole husband. So we just get by around here. If I don't know the answer to something, I will not stop till I find it for you. I am here for you. I love serving my customers, and I would not change anything about what keeps me keeping on whenever I'm having just awful days and this business feels like a slap in the face is every single one of my customers. Every one of them. They bring me back to reality. I'm using Sabrina. That's just what I grabbed. They calm me down whenever I start to spiral. And should I lean on people like that? No, but that's what I feel like this group is for. I call y'all my merry band of misfits because we just skating through it all together, right? And it's good to have a support system. And 5.5 years ago, whenever I started doing this, I would have never imagined this would be what it was today, because y'all, it took me 6 months to even do a live. I have the worst stage fright ever. And now I share all kind of stuff with y'all. I have no filter. Probably stuff that not a single one of y'all care about, but here I am, man. I can feel like a hair on me. And that's how all my conversations go. I will start one place and then I will mosey on somewhere else. The hardest thing that I have to do in this group is pick eyeshadows. And part of the reason is, okay, y'all see all these holes over underneath my cheat sheet? I guess it would work better if it was right side up, but I don't want to blind you. The thing that I was worried about happened. It did. I was scared that the colors that were being on the archive that we still had, the archive sale that we just had, which, by the way, this is how I started off my week. I was holding off on placing my order because it never fails. I will place an order and then within an hour, like 2 people message me, hey, have you done your bulk order yet? So I was trying to hold off for as long as I could, and I be a monkey's uncle. But, see, this is the hardest part I have. I hate trying to pick a color. I held off too long and I fell asleep on the last day of the sale because it was the last thing I was going to do while I was getting the kids down. I'm going to use Cocoa. This pretty little, it's like a purpley brown. So that's what happened. And I missed the sale. I didn't order a dang thing. And I'm so mad at myself. It was so bad. I woke up at, I don't know, it was 2:59 our time, and I immediately opened up my website and tried to place an order, and everything was still there. It was even still in my cart, but the prices had changed, and I was scared that if I pushed my order through that I still wouldn't get it. Maybe I should have, and I just suck it up and pay full price for all the things, because I hate that I missed out on some stuff. But what I am eventually going to get to is I was so worried whenever we found out about this archive sale, because they were offering some of the colors like Flurry, which ended up being one of my faves. they were offering it at a discount. And it was from the 2024 advent calendar. And I was like, I didn't even know how they wound up on the website. Maybe they had an abundance of them. I have no idea. But it is gone. That lemon drop, like, there's so many of them that are gone. And I knew it was going to happen. I knew it. I saw it from a mile away. But I have to take all those out. Like, I have to redo my palette because I take these with me to do in-persons. I set these up at vendor events so everybody can see and touch and feel the actual products. Because, girl, let me tell you something. I ain't using nothing that I can't. I walked out on a limb whenever I started saying, because there was nobody around here I had never even heard of it. And I have super sensitive skin, and I was like, I'm not, my skin is going to break out. My skin's going to hate this. First of all, my skin loves it. Secondly, I want you to experience it. Like, there's just no, I can sit here and tell you how great it is all day long. And I'm also, I mean, it's not for everybody. That's definitely something I have learned. And I used to get my feelings hurt whenever somebody was like, I hate it. Maybe I'm growing wiser in my age. But, what am I doing? I'm wearing pink. Oh, I broke Tawanda before we left. That would have been pretty with this. I haven't fixed it yet. It's a sad mess. We're going to use it anyway. Isn't that awful? We're going to see how much bigger of a mess we can create here. This is a broke down Tawanda. How's that look? Is that all right? See, and just like that, my train of thought is gone. I need, like, a secretary that sits beside me and reels me back in. Because usually if I'm in conversation, somebody will remind me what I said or where I was going. And I don't know if y'all have, I really haven't been that vocal about it, I don't guess. But I have been finally formally diagnosed and medicated. So I'm working on me. But that's why this has been sitting here for 3 weeks waiting on me. So we'll get there, right? Maybe one day. And you can go a little harder than that, or you can go a little softer with the Tawanda. She is real pretty when you pack her on, but my girl is broke down, and I don't want to stress her out no more than I have to. So we're just gonna pat her on and move on. Okay, line the eyes. Nope, that's my contour. I could use that as an eyeliner, but I like these silk pencils as my eyeliner because they don't go nowhere. I don't know where that thought was. I was gonna make a really good point a second ago. So we'll move on. Heather, I see that you just dropped in. Thanks for joining. If you comment, I can't see it. I don't know why I can't see comments. I'll just go back and read them whenever I get done. Oh, and for you new ladies, if you have questions while you're watching, you can ask them right here. Or if you don't feel comfortable, I don't want anybody to ever feel uncomfortable. But if you don't feel comfortable commenting on a post, please shoot me a message. I am approachable. And I respond as quick as I can. Now here, one always looks better than the other. Lisa, I need you here to tell me they're sisters, not twins. Just remind me every now and again. I'll remind y'all if you remind me. Okay. Close enough, right? What else? Oh, I love using these as blush. These are pressed pigments. They just do it for me. You can use the lip and cheeks for obviously a blush. I don't know. I like the consistency of these. Everly, we'll go coral. We're just gonna, this is a fluffy brush. This is the blend brush, but you can just use it. But okay, be real gentle whenever you put these on, because my gosh, do they pack a punch. They do. And you probably should tip off the excess, but did I do that? Heck no, I didn't think that way. So then we just have to keep blending. Oh, Heather, I thought I found a box. I had a box from work for your candles, and it ain't gonna work either. So I'm still on a hunt. I didn't forget about you, I promise. This is too serious, but I'm working on it. I have several boxes, but they have to be a certain size because some of them are too fat, some of them are too flat, and it's just turned into a whole thing. You know what I mean? Lips. Let's do lips. I haven't used the gelatos in a while, so I'm gonna circle back to using gelatos, which you can also use on your cheeks. They look glossy there, though. This is mulberry. And I'm going to show you why. Because I hate pinky pinks, as I'm wearing a very pink outfit. But Saint went through a period of its life where, let me get my eyelash primer on so it can be priming. Look, go on. And I don't like pinky pinks. Saint had brought out all the pinky pinks. Pepto-Bismol pink, titty pink. I don't know. They were just awful pinks. And some of them, what was that one? I can't remember what it was. One of my girls, she was just starting out with Saint, and she was so excited about it. She eventually became an artist. And she threw a whole lip and cheek color away because she said, this is awful. And it was not good, is what it was. But it made your lips look like a powdered chalky butthole, is what it was. I don't remember. Audrey, maybe? Was that the color? If y'all remember what it was. It was so bad. So, what I'm getting at, circle back around, reel me in. This is a gelato. What color is it? Look, do they not know that all of us are struggling to see anything anymore? Sugar plum. Okay. You can roll her up. You cannot roll her down. I am going to tap her on. She has a little shimmer to her. And then I'm going to rub her in with mulberry so she's not as pink. So if you don't love the pinkies, we have ways, honey. And I should have, she's real pretty. Try to get some of that off. She's real pretty by herself. I just like a little bit bolder. Just like that. Remember, you can roll her up, you can't roll her down. The pencils you can roll up and down. And that be that. There's my face. Do I have everything on? The last thing I am going to put on is my mascara. This is Saint's mascara. I have 3 tubes. This is the Lash Leather, which I have an extra. I have the Lash Silk and the Lash Velvet. Unfortunately, they're not on the website anymore. So if you're interested, let me know. Hopefully, we will be getting Rimon's mascara soon. And I will be probably as equally excited with those as I was whenever we got these. The cool thing about Rimon is, also new ladies, I do skincare and Saint makeup. The Rimon Korean skincare. And it has branched out into a lot of different other things too. And it's still continuously, they are a fledgling company over here. They've only been here for 3-4 years maybe. I have been doing it for 2 and a little bit of change. Amazing skincare. But anyway, they will be infusing the mascara with the same stuff that they put in the shampoo and conditioner that they can't say makes your hair grow, but it does. My freaking husband has been using it. And I mean, he's got a thick head of hair, but he's also starting to thin in places. And so he tried my shampoo and conditioner. He likes it. It's filling those places in, but it also makes his hair grow. So now he's having to get his hair cut more frequently, which whatever makes you feel pretty, right? Okay. I need to replace this mascara. I just want Remonth mascara. The nose is running. Okay. If y'all have any questions, please don't hesitate to reach out. If you need to shade up for the summer, I know we're kind of getting at the edge of the summer, but you could be to the point where mixing ain't helping no more and you just need to go ahead and shade all the way up. We can do that. If you want to earn free products, shoot me a message, let me know. I provide products for those who do parties, and I can give you all that information. Look at that, isn't that fun? Whatever, I don't even care. Oh, lesson for the week. Can you see it? This is called karma, kids. This right here is karma. Why are we having a lesson in karma? Don't make fun of your coworkers for hitting their head on a TV twice in a patient's room, because then you could possibly rip your arm off on an oxygen regulator valve thing. That's your fun fact. Be nice to your coworkers and those around you, because it will come back and bite you in the arm. Right there. There it is. Okay. Y'all have a lovely day. If you need samples, shoot me a message. I can get those out. If you're ready to be color matched, I can tell you exactly how to be color matched. If you have questions, shoot me a message. Let me know here. #replay if you're watching for the first time. And thank you so much for joining. I appreciate all of you here. And have a good weekend. Bye.